Welcome to the Daily Wisdom Seeker. Today I want to talk about a wisdom quote that I found interesting. It is from Arthur Schopenhauer, a German compatriot and philosopher who lived in the 19th century. He said, "Suffering by nature or chance never seems so painful as suffering inflicted on us by the arbitrary will of another." What does this quote mean? Well, it means that we tend to feel more hurt by the actions of other people than by the events of nature or fate. For example, if you get sick or injured by accident, you may feel bad, but you can accept it as part of life. But if someone insults you or betrays you, you may feel angry, sad, or resentful because you think they did it on purpose. Why do we feel that way? Schopenhauer had a theory about this. He believed that human beings have a fundamental will to live, which drives them to seek pleasure and avoid pain. However, this will is often frustrated by the limitations of the world and the conflicts with other people. Schopenhauer called this the world as will and representation. According to Schopenhauer, the world as will and representation is the source of all suffering. He thought that the only way to escape this suffering was to renounce our will and detach ourselves from the world. He was influenced by Buddhism and Hinduism, which also teach that desire is the root of suffering, and that nirvana is a state of liberation from desire. But wait a minute, you may say, isn't that a very pessimistic and nihilistic view of life? How can we live without any desire or attachment? How can we find any meaning or joy in life? Well, Schopenhauer had an answer for that too. He said there are two ways to cope with the suffering of the world: art and compassion. Art, according to Schopenhauer, is the expression of pure will through aesthetic forms. Art can elevate us above mundane reality and give us a glimpse of the true essence of things. Art can also soothe our emotions and inspire our imagination. Schopenhauer especially admired music, which he considered the most universal and sublime form of art. Compassion, according to Schopenhauer, is the recognition of the common will in all living beings. Compassion can make us empathize with others and help them in their sufferings. Compassion can also make us humble and tolerant of others' faults. Schopenhauer believed that compassion was the basis of morality and justice. So, what can we learn from this wisdom quote and Schopenhauer's philosophy? I think we can learn that suffering is inevitable in life, but we can choose how to deal with it. We can either let it consume us with bitterness and resentment, or we can use it as an opportunity to grow and improve ourselves. We can either isolate ourselves from others and blame them for our misery, or we can connect with others and share our joy and sorrow. We can either chase after worldly pleasures and possessions, or we can appreciate the beauty and goodness of art and compassion. I hope you enjoyed this podcast about Schopenhauer's wisdom quote. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this topic.